music in its purest form is raw. Production is cool and it can take a record from good to great and amazing, but the way you hear an amazing song is just with the guitar, or something just very simple, just so the words and the melodies hit you without all the fancy stuff. And, you know, that's this record.
Tell me that it's all okay. Tell me that it's all okay. I've been waiting on this all damn day. On this all day. Call me in the morning. Tell me how last night went. I'm here, but don't count on me to stay.
I grew up with a computer in front of me. And I had so many different types of music at my fingertips. I listened to Nas and Wu-Tang Clan as much as I was listening to the Chili Peppers and Nirvana. And right now in music, it's all blurred. You know, you hear amazing guitar in urban records, and you hear 808s in pop music. People want live instruments again, and there's a cool way to use it all. Post is the millennial, and he's influenced by so many different types of music. He called me and he was like, I want to go in and I want to make folk music and I want to make some stuff with guitars and live instruments. So we started playing guitars, and it's a really cool thing that happens when two guitar players are playing the same thing. You're a couple milliseconds off from each other and it gets a lot thicker, the sound. In an effort to do something completely different than he had done at that point, we recorded it live. I'm gonna play you, first and foremost, the guitars from Stay. I'm on the left playing 1946 Martin 018. Post is on the right playing a 1953 Gibson J45, very Bob Dylan. And you listen to one, it sounds cool. You listen to the other, it sounds cool, but the magic's in two of them together. Those were the guitars, and the record starts with the vocal right away. There's no intro, there's no guitar intro. So you get Andrew left, Post right, and Post center vocal right from the jump.
It's true.
You can hear the natural grit coming out of his voice.
That all that you know is all that you are. You said that it's all that you want and more.
So after the guitar was recorded and we had, you know, the reference vocal, melodies, and that first verse lyric, I wanted to put a bass on it that was very Beatles, kind of Bowie-ish. The bass comes in for the first time on the chorus. The bass is recorded on a 60s Hofner club bass. It's a hollow bass, and it's very dead sounding. Very, very punchy and to the point. So from there, let's listen to background vocals. The best thing to do is listen to the a cappella lead, which we already listened to in the chorus, and the background vocals themselves together.
Of your misery. Tell me that it's all okay. I've been waiting on this all damn day. Call me in the morning, tell me how last night went. I'm here, but don't count on me to stay a little.
I mean, that's just so beautiful. We get into verse 2. So this second verse was written like literally a year and a half after.
Tell me what are we to do? It's like we only play to lose. Chase the pain with an excuse. I love that shit and so do you. But don't break your back for me. I'll put you out of your misery. Tell me that it's...
Yeah, so that's everything kind of working together. I wanted you to hear how the bass is following that vocal, and those backgrounds are just so beautiful. And then we get into the slide solo.
Count on me to stay.
I brought so many instruments to the studio, one of which was a 1957 Gibson Ultratone slide guitar. Let's listen to the third chorus now. It's the biggest moment of the song after the slide solo. We have both of those acoustic guitars, post lead, those awesome backgrounds, an extra layer of backgrounds, his ad-libs going through, and it's probably the peak of the song.
Tell me that it's all okay. I've been waiting on this all damn day. Call me in the morning. Tell me how last night went. I'm here, but don't count on me to stay.
So that's Stay. Very, very simple. Not a lot of parts, but the parts that are on there mean a lot. As creative people, we do everything hard, you know? Work hard, love hard, and relationships can be very straining. I think Post was really going through something at the time with someone that he loved dearly and cared a lot about. You can hear the rawness and tell that it's a great song and it doesn't need much because of that. So we were having a conversation about George Harrison, and then we just started playing these chords. And actually Stay for about a year and a half was called George forever, because it just reminded us of George Harrison. So we called it George forever until it was time to put it on the album. And then we're like, it's kind of weird if he has a song named George, so we chose Stay because of the end, the last line.